Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our what month is it? September Coffee and Conversation.
I know.
And we are so happy to have Liz as our guest today. Thank you, Liz, for joining us last minute request as our speaker was not able to join us. So Erin, would you like to introduce the council?
Oh yeah. Well, and actually, I'm gonna
Anyone
actually turn
from
over to
here?
somebody else to make them do that. But I am excited. Like Liz, I was going to ask to join us in October because Liz does a fantastic job of talking about the show and how you can get the best out of the show experience. So that's what she's going to help you with today. Is like, because the show just comes at you. It's like I think I've heard RJ describe as like baptism by fire. Like it's just there's so many things coming at you. So Liz was going to do this in October, but she's going to do it a little bit early. So I'm glad you could join us. And if you're not registered for the show, I think by the end of this call, you will be. But I know Jeannie Henderson is chair of our residential cleaning council, and she's not able to be here today. She is at a conference as well, but I think Stacy Conkle is here. And if for those of you that don't know, Stacy Conkle is on our residential cleaning council, and she's going to take over as chair in the new year. And we kind of do that switch. It kind of comes about like around the show time. It's kind of how, everything at ISSA kind of swaps. Our fiscal year starts December 1st. So I don't know if Stacy, you're here. Do you want to hop on? I thought I saw Stacy.
Hey, yes, I'm here. I'm driving, so you're
Okay.
gonna be looking at my ceiling if I put the camera on. But anyways, yep, hello. What else can I say right now?
Well, I didn't. I can point out the other members of the council. We just like to
Okay.
point out who is here. I can definitely do that. I don't know if on the phone you can see
That
all
would,
that, but we.
yeah, I can't do that right now. Sorry.
So
I
I
can't
can.
like
I'm going to
check.
go in the
Yeah.
order I have, as long as people don't move. I see we have Beth Derrickson here with us today. We have Jill Barclay here today from our council, and let me go through. I have to go to page 2, which I love having to go to multiple pages. And then we have Vicki Brown here with us today. And I think that's for our council, but we also have a lot of our ambassadors. I know many of you are very, our residential ambassadors are very active on social media and at events. I can see we have James Menzies here, who is from Canada. We have Robin Murphy up in the New York region, Jonathan Lorbacker down in North Carolina. I don't want to miss anybody.
TJ?
I'm
Lacey?
okay. I have Lacey Nash. I had to go back through multiple screens. I have Lacey Nash up in Michigan. I have TJ, who is our representative out there in on the West Coast. He's Idaho, I believe. If I missed anybody, raise your hand. I think I think that's our residential ambassadors and our cleaning council. For those of you who haven't seen, we are accepting nominations. We have 3 seats open on our residential cleaning council for the new year. So we are accepting nominations through the end of September. So if you are interested in that, we have that up. We've sent out several emails. It's on social media. If you need more information, email me. It's just Erin@issa.com, and I can definitely send that to you. We have a very active group that has gone above and beyond trying to, create more engagement and make sure that we meet the needs of our residential community. And so, we can talk at the end, but, some of the new stuff that we have coming up. But I think that's it for introductions.
Erin, could you share a little bit perhaps about the duties?
Yeah,
What are the
I mean,
requirements? What are the commitments?
Well, I don't have. Did I see? I feel like I'm on the spot now. Our residential cleaning council really does work with the ISSA staff team to help guide what are the needs of our residential cleaning community. At ISSA, we represent every member class in the, resident in the cleaning industry. It's the cleaning industry worldwide. But our residential cleaning council really does represent the needs of our residential cleaning community. And what are the needs? They really help us to keep a pulse on, what are the hot issues, and then how can we better engage our members? How can we better provide benefits and services for them? And you'll work directly a lot with that on, I work with the events, but on membership and, our benefits, I see Stacy Stiglich and Heather Ghostwitch are on here from our ISSA team. And they're very active with our residential group on, they work with our residential cleaning council and ambassadors.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Erin.
and if I could add real quick, do you
Yes.
mind? Yeah, it's just so it's not a huge time commitment, but what we really do need is people to understand that it is a working council. We outside of our meetings, we are doing things behind the scenes. So there would be, that kind of commitment involved.
Thank you so much. I thought it will be good to explain to people. So perhaps somebody is interested and would love to join.
Mhm.
They have some clarity on that. So.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's jump into our call today, into our with our guest, Liz. For those who don't know you, can you share a little bit about yourself?
I'm some
Before
old
Liz
lady.
does, I want to say the one thing that I will note about Liz is her enthusiasm and her energy. And I know all of you will gather that today. We were teasing her about, does she drink caffeine? Liz has the most infectious energy of anybody. So I think it's she's wonderful to work with. She's been a longtime speaker for the ISSA show and for a longtime member of ISSA and ARCSI. So we're thrilled to have her here with us today. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to get something out of the show, Liz will get you there.
Yeah, so I guess that is probably the big thing. I really do love the show. Now, I've been to every one. I think I've been to every one since ARCSI started, because I didn't even know that the residential cleaning was an industry before ARCSI. I really didn't. I had no clue. I was like, I was just some lady with, literally a mop, a bucket, and a vacuum, like going out and cleaning some houses and, earning a little bit of money on the side. And I found out about ARCSI and was like, what? This is amazing. Are you kidding me? And then started going to the convention. And now I know a lot of people that they go to the convention and then they don't, and then they go again and they don't. I can't even understand that. I can't understand that at all. Yeah, Lacey's with me. She's like, yeah, me either. I can't get it. Like, how do you not have FOMO? Like, how do you stay at home and everybody's at the convention and you're like, yeah, no big deal. I'm
And
not
they're
missing
posting
anything.
all the pictures and videos, right?
Uh,
And
Missing
everything
all the
feels
nice.
networking.
all the
Missing all the
networking.
networking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't even know I really don't know what is best about the convention, when a lot of people say it's the networking. I mean, you hear that most often, right? The networking is the main thing. And while I do love the networking, I think most of the people that are actually on here, I met at a convention. Anybody here that I've met in person, most of them, I know Marlo, I met you at a convention. I mean, I feel like I met most of y'all. Vicki Brown, I met at a convention. Most of these people I've met at a convention, and that's how I kind of feel like I kind of know people a little bit, is from the convention. But not just that, I also really love, and you never really hear anybody saying they love the showroom floor. Y'all, I don't know why.
I love it.
Me too, Robin. I love the showroom floor. Because the show, well, you see too, right? You could tell the people love the convention. The reason why, okay, for those of you that are like, oh, the showroom floor, why? It's just so big and it's the same old stuff and commercial. And here's what I love about the showroom floor. If you're walking through, go with your friend, go by yourself, doesn't matter, and you're watching for what's new, you're going to see brand new things for our industry. Not huge things. You're going to see small things that are different, but you're going to be ahead of the game in your area. I mean, are your direct competitors at the convention? Maybe. All of them? No. 100%, I can guarantee you that all of your competitors are not at the show. You are ahead of your game when you go to the convention. And the showroom floor is one of the areas where you're able to see the different things that are out there. Now, I've invested in some stuff that I'm like, oh, this is going to be brand new. This is going to be hot. Y'all remember the year when we were walking around with those, what were the Urinoff, I think, and we all had those little Urinoff carts. And yeah, we don't use Urinoff anymore, right? But we still do use a product to eliminate the smell of urine. And guess what? A lot of my competitors don't do that. So going on the showroom floor is where you kind of get a sense of the size and scope of our industry. I feel small very small when I'm on the showroom floor. And I love that feeling. Like there's so much out there for me, and there's such potential out there. I don't know, do y'all run into this where when you're working in your own business, it like feels like this is your whole world? Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine, Andrea, yeah. You kind of
Definitely.
get this feeling like this is my whole world. But when you go to the convention, your world is so much wider. It's not as cool as going to Asia. Okay. I'm not saying that going to the convention is the same as going to Asia, right? But it does kind of open up your mind in that same way, right? It gives you this like new way of looking at things, this new view. So if you haven't done the showroom floor and loved it, do it with me. Let's walk the showroom floor together. Let's do that this year. I don't know what day. What day is it open? Wednesday, Tuesday, probably. Let's walk the showroom floor. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw it out there for anybody that wants to walk the showroom floor. Let's walk it together. Let's do it as a big group, and let's see what's cool out there and what's going to be different in our industry, right? It's
And
gonna
I
be
have
so
I have
cool.
a little tip to throw into that, Liz.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I always bring an extra empty suitcase
2 suitcases
Ah.
inside of each other.
because the last day before they close, they're literally giving things away for free.
So much.
Or like
much
I got
stuff.
vacuums for like 75% off. They don't want to bring those vacuums back.
Yeah.
So they are just happy to like, okay, here, you want this? 75% off. Just take it. Just take it. So
It's cheaper for them to give it away than to ship it back home. Now, the people
exactly.
that
So
drive, you can't get their stuff. but-
don't skip the last day. I think the show normally closes at noon, right? The show floor closes at noon.
No, we don't close until 2 on the last day.
Or two. Okay, I know something. It was
It's early.
earlier. So just go right there just before it ends. That's the
Oh my
best. You can
gosh.
get so many awesome deals.
Yep. And just ask. So
And
a
just
lot
ask,
of times
right.
people are like, oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Y'all, don't be
They're
embarrassed.
happy. They're
Ask.
happy.
Yeah. Are you giving stuff away? Do you want to get rid of that? You want me to take some stuff off your hand? Find a way to ask the stuff. You will go home with your, oh, so bring your suitcase with you on the last day though, because you'll have no way to
Right.
get all this, carry all the stuff that you're going to get. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Also, here's another tip for those of y'all that are going to the convention. This is one of my favorite things to do also. Before you go, have a list of things that you want to, I have 2 lists. One is a list of problems that I'm having and whatever it is that I'm doing. What are the problems that I want to talk to people about, see how they're handling it, see how they're managing it, and what is an item, a tool, a product that just doesn't work as well as I want. For example, one year I was having problems with floors. Like every 3rd complaint was about floors, right? I'm like, okay, I got to figure out, number one, what are people doing with floors? How are they getting them clean and, not failing the paper towel test? And second is what products are out there? What's better? What's going to be easier? If you go with that list, you're going to come home and who has gone to the convention and not had a list, come home and your mind is going and you've got all these ideas and it's so great and you've got all this exciting and you get back to work and you go back into your own little world and you only keep like 3 of those things. 4 months down the line, you're like, oh yeah, remember what was that? Gone, completely gone again. Has everybody that's been to convention done that? No, not very many people. James has. Thanks, James.
Oh yeah.
All right. So well, maybe y'all already know this trick then, right? It's not actually a trick. Just go with a list and the whole time, keep your list front and center. I don't know if they still have them, if they're going to have them this year, but usually they have the badges, right? That you wear on your chest. I have my list in there with one of those little tiny pencils, which is stupid, right? We got our phones, but I find that if I have that list written down in my pouch, it's easy for me to remember. Pull it out. You'd think I would remember the questions. I've only got 6, 3 for people and 3 for products. but I forget because I get so inundated with good stuff. It's easy to forget these 6 little questions. So if you go home with just these 6 questions answered, you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna feel so accomplished and like you got so much. You don't have to write it down on the piece of paper. Put it, get a picture. This is another. Okay, I'm gonna jump around, y'all, because it's who I am. Here we go. Here's another one of my favorite tips. Take pictures of people that you talk to. Anybody else had this problem? You talk to somebody, they're so cool. They give you such good information. You love them. You're like, okay, let's talk again. You get their name, all right? You put their name in your phone. You get home and you're like, okay, who is this again? Who was Jackie Granada? I don't remember. Anybody? No, only me again? Oh my God.
You know, what I do is also I put their picture in my contacts right away.
Me too, right away.
Right away, because
name,
otherwise,
and instead of their address, you know what I put in there? What I talked to them about. So
mm,
instead of their address, that's what I put in. So it pops up instantly. Jackie Grenada pops up with her face and knows a lot about whatever, chemicals. Great. Now I know. Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I loved talking to her. So that's another one of my very, very favorite things to do. So all of these things that I'm talking about right now are kind of showroom floor things, right? So excellent time. I'm trying to like really push the showroom floor because I feel like people don't get enough out of it. Okay, one more thing on the showroom floor. On the showroom floor, you're going to find the booths of all of the people, companies that you already know and that you already deal with. Stop by the ones that you love. Stop by the ones that you have been using. Go to the ARCSI, oh, not ARCSI, sorry, ISSAR. Sorry, I didn't say that. Cut that out. The ISSAR booth, hang out for a little bit, chat with people. You know that this is a good organization. Tell the people that are there what you like about it. Tell the people who are working that booth. Erin's going to be there. Tell her why you like it. Tell her how happy you are to be here, what you like. That buoys us all up, y'all. Anybody else along the same lines of me, right? A rising tide lifts all boats, right? Y'all believe that? Share it. It's easy for us to just go with the flow, not do, just take it all in, take it all in. It's all about us, all about me. But the more you share with others, the more you get back. The minute you say to Erin, oh, Erin, I love the way you set up this table. She's going to say, really? Awesome. Here, take a cup. You know how I know that? Every year, you know what Erin says when I tell her I love the way she sets up the table? Here, take a cup. Guess how many of those cups I have? 7. 7, y'all. All right. So find a way to share your experience with everybody else. They feel better. Now they're able to share what they also see as better. It's not easy because we're all focused in on what we're doing, what we're learning, what we're getting. But especially when you're on the showroom floor, stop at the booths of the companies that you like. All right. This one's going to be
or companies you use, right?
or use. Yeah. Yeah. Which is the part that I'm going to say that people aren't going to like as much. That's okay. Stop at the booths where the people are, the companies are that you use or that maybe you don't like. Stop there too. And explain to them why you're not using them. That's such a gift, y'all. You all know this. You all have your own companies. Does your company grow more from the pats on the back and how amazing you are? Or does your company grow more from the people that say, yeah, I'd still be using you if I didn't drop an egg on the floor, went to clean it up, and my paper towel ended up dirty? Which one grows your company more?
The constructive feedback, right?
Yeah, the people that tell you, even if they don't say it so nice, even if maybe they aren't constructive feedback, maybe they're giving you destructive feedback. It feels like, they're trying to like slam you. Because sometimes people are mad, angry, whatever. But even so, if you're smart, that's where you get the fodder for your growth, right? Without that, you just kind of float, not you, I shouldn't be saying you, I'll talk about me. I just kind of float along. right? But as soon as somebody says, hey, Liz, this thing over here sucks. I'm like, oh gosh, is that bad? All right, on my list. And just popped up higher on my list. Y'all are the same way, right? So go to those booths that maybe you kind of like them, you like what they stand for, you think they have a good product, but there's a problem that's keeping you from continuing using them, and tell them. If you can't do it, like you're like, it's embarrassing, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, I don't want to make them feel bad. Remember who you are. Aren't you the person that wants to know? So find the nice way to say it. I really love blank, use your little sandwich. I really love blank about you. This thing over here kind of sucks, but this thing over here is really good too. Give that gift to the people on the showroom floor. All right. I would really love to know what other people like about the showroom floor. Are y'all able to talk? Y'all able to talk? Yeah.
Yep.
Beth, raise her hand. Beth, what do you like about showroom floor?
I loved, well, of course, all the networking, like we already said, but the education is like crazy. And what I mean by that is you will go, and it's definitely good to be prepared because you learn so many different things. And not only sitting in the class or the workshop, just networking with people and talking to people, you learn so much. So it's the one thing that someone said to me at one of the shows I went to was take one thing from the show and implement it each month until the next show. So you would have 12 big items
That's good.
to look at and implement each month. And believe me, it's hard to whittle it down to 12. I'm not exaggerating at all, because you come home, you're like, oh my gosh, there's like such a revelation. And I have to tell this story because when I went to my first show, I was staying in my hotel room by myself and got to the end of the show, and I went to leave, and I shut the door of my hotel room, and I was like, wait, I'm forgetting something. And I went back in and I checked everything, and I'm usually not like that. And when I came out the second time, I shut the door and I was like, that was a different person that I left here than when I came. So that's how meaningful the show was. And
Wow.
it's so beneficial to go. It really is. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, not sure what they're going to do, how to, like Liz says, we'll walk the floor together. There's on our Facebook thing, there's already talk about where people are staying, how to get from here and there. Just reach out to any of us and we can help you, because you will come back a changed person, and not just business-wise, personally as well.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a good story. I love that. That sounds like a story that you read about somewhere, not like a real person story, right? Like, that's good. That's good, Beth. Who else has something that they love? What you got, Lacey?
I was just going to say that I think engaging your team too in what you bring back from convention is huge. As business leaders, we leave and we come back and we're fired up, right? And our team is just like, what in the world happened? Where did they go? She went to Vegas and she came back with all this feather for our business, and I don't even like her. Get her out of here, right? So if you engage your team in that a little bit and just say, hey, what is something that you think that we should, spend time and energy on when we're at the convention? Maybe a problem that they're looking to solve for, or something they see as a gap in your business. I think that's really critical too, because you can come back with something that they can also be excited about. And so, we didn't do that last year. And of course, we came back changed humans, because you can't go to the show and not come back a changed human. And business owner. And so our team was just like, oh my gosh, can we just vomit now? So that's my suggestion.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. So that's where I get the list of the 3 things that I'm going to be looking at, like for equipment or supplies or products, is from the team, right? What does the team want? What do they want to know about? What do they want to hear about? Do they still do the thing I don't know if they still do this or not, because I haven't done it in a long time, where they have like cleaner of the year or office person. Do they still do that? What do they call
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Professional, or what do they call it now?
Professional Image Awards. And actually
Yeah.
the nominations for that closed a couple weeks ago. But yes, we do have 2 awards that will be presented at the show, the Professional Cleaner of the Year and the Office Team Member of the Year. And those will be presented at our residential cleaning. We have the Clean Meat Zone at 3:30 on Wednesday. And what that is we'll have a half hour of like a live coffee conversation.
Mhm.
And then we're going to do our professional awards presentations, and then we have some networking time.
Okay, cool. Those are very cool too. Has anybody ever put a person into one of those awards and won?
One
Uh,
of my cleaners did. Yep.
and Beth Erickson did too.
I think Marlo's nodding too.
Oh, yep.
James
Yep.
too. Yeah, I did too. They love that, y'all. Those people, everybody in your company loves that. Bringing them to the convention and bringing them back is great as well. If you have that person, are your people still with you, y'all? The ones that got the awards?
Mine is not.
No, yours is not. Anybody else? Mine is. I've taken 2 people and 2 people have won. One was a cleaner and one was an office person, and they're both still with me. One actually started her own cleaning company, and she is, we helped her get going. So she still helps us out every once in a while, but she's started her own cleaning company, which was a huge win. Not in my direct area, because she lives a little bit further away, but that was awesome. Okay, one more thing about the showroom
Beth,
floor. Oh, what you got, Robin?
I'm sorry, Robin, looks like Robin has a question.
Yeah, I don't have a question. I was just talking about last year, we found a vendor who helped us make they make their own cleaning products. We use electrolyzed water, so we don't need cleaning products, but he formulated our own dish soap. So we have them make a dish soap, and our team loves it, right? So we came back and we worked with different consistencies and smells until our staff said, yes, this is the one.
Oh, I love that.
And it's huge. It's like we have our own dish soap. Nobody has their own dish soap.
No.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's amazing. It feels good. It smells good. And our staff love it and they feel like it's theirs. So.
Well, anybody that's heard me talk about AIM, where you are aiming for retention, AIMM, and I talk about a lot about autonomy, importance, meaning, and measure. Look how many of those things get hit on. Your people feel important. They feel like there's meaning in the work that they do. I mean, what kind of a measure is that? We're the only people that have this detergent. I mean, y'all, that's an amazing thing to do for retention. I mean, that's at least part, Robin, of your amazing retention numbers too, right? I mean, I know that you do a lot of amazing things, but I guarantee that's a piece of the puzzle right there.
We just got, sorry, hang on a second. I got off because we just got I'm not supposed to tell, but we just got for next year, best company to work for the year. And so I got the results and I opened it up, and it's amazing to me seeing how happy my staff, it almost looks fake, right? It almost looks fake, but it is. And this is stuff that matters a lot to staff, that they feel like they are in control, and they feel like they are participating in the company. So
yeah, it's their company. It's not a company that they work at or a company that they work for. It's their company. Like, this is my company.
yeah.
It's a completely different mindset. All right. So that's another thing. Back to what Lacey said, right? Incorporate your people into the convention, even if you can't bring them. There's no reason why you can't get them excited and give them the feeling that you had. Do you remember your first time of recognizing, wow, this pond is so much bigger than I thought before? Give them that, right? Let them see, wow, y'all, look at this. Look at all this stuff, these people, this when you're at the convention, send pictures home. You all have some type of you have Telegram or Slack, or you all have some type of a communication channel. Why aren't you sending pictures home every
You-
day?
You
Right?
can
Send one-
actually, one
Yeah.
thing I did with that too last year was I had a couple, before I left, I asked my technicians if anybody wanted to be kind of kept in the loop while I was there. And I would actually send back like video chat things. And then when I was on the
Nice.
floor, I would ask them if they had any questions that they wanted to ask of any of the suppliers. And I would actually just video, let them talk to the suppliers directly. So here, you asked the question. And
That's
they
good.
loved that.
That's good.
I had like 5 people that were like, yeah, I want that. And they took advantage of it. And it was really cool because they felt like they were actually being involved in the process.
Keep
And
talking so I can write this down.
yeah, and so a couple of them too were saying, like I had one of the suppliers that I get stuff from, Supply Made, that does aprons and things like that. They actually had some things like, hey, could you do this with an apron? And the guy was like, yeah, sure. And he sent prototypes to us, like based on their ideas. And they thought that was the coolest thing, that like somebody was actually listening to them.
I
And it
love
was
that so
super
much.
easy. I mean, I had to carry a battery bank around because I was killing my phone the whole time doing that. But
Oh,
But
poor
they loved it.
John.
they loved like being involved and actually getting to talk to people and see some of the stuff that was out there. I mean, I would kind of like joke, like I sent a picture of a couple of the cleaning robots. I was like, all right, are you guys ready for them to take your jobs yet? They were like, it was kind of, there was some fun little banter back and forth with it too. And I would also stream for them a few of the talks if I thought they might be interesting to them. And they really liked being able to kind of just check in as they could.
I
So-
love that idea.
And it was
so
really
much.
easy.
Yeah,
We
super
have
easy.
so many ways to do it now.
Yeah, okay. Love that. And one more thing about the showroom floor, then we'll move on to networking. I just want to hit the showroom floor hard because we never talk about the showroom floor in a big way. The other thing about the showroom floor that I don't think as many people know about or take advantage of is they always do have some presentations on the showroom floor, and they have some good stuff. I mean, just it's hard to sort through that schedule because there's so much going on. But if
You're gonna be
you're
there.
going to what?
I said I'm going to be presenting on the floor.
Okay, where are you going to be? Which
Presenters.
Yay.
Yeah, and I
where?
think Robin, is yours in the clean meat zone? I think Robin's on the showroom floor too this year.
Oh, we're figuring that out.
Okay, not sure.
Yes.
All right.
I'm-
But we have, Robin
Wednesday
is
in
going to
the
be part of the cleaning and or coffee and conversation in the clean meat zone. Jonathan's in the sustainability hub.
right
Ooh.
before that on Wednesday, so you can come hang out with me, and then you can go right to the clean meat zone. It's
Okay,
perfect.
everybody can walk over together. All right.
And
that
there's
sounds
usually
good.
And
there's
then-
usually a booze cart there too, so it's great.
yeah.
There
you-
absolutely there are happy hours everywhere at the show floor all the time. That
Yeah,
is if we didn't mention that, there's always a happy hour on the show floor.
especially in Vegas, y'all.
But we have Holly Moore is on the phone here. Or I'm on the phone. How funny am I on Zoom here? Holly and Summer are from Maids and More are going to be doing a session for us in the Business Solutions Theater, and they are speaking on the first day at 10:30 in the Business Solutions Theater. So we have our morning networking, which we do morning networking. Every day the show floor is open from 10 to 10:30 in the ISSA residential booth, and I almost said ARCSI, but it's the ISSA residential booth. We do networking from 10 to 10:30 every day, and it's a great opportunity to meet your counterparts, your peers, your residential cleaning community. We do a lot of giveaways from our speakers. We get some of the best stuff from our speakers, our consultants, our partners that we do drawings for, but you have to be present to win.
Yep.
And then we adjourn at 10:30, and we usually adjourn by 10:25 so we can send you off to the Business Solutions Theater, because I always snag the 10:30 spot at the Business Solutions Theater for our community. And we have Holly Moore and Summer Abram are going to talk on the first day. We have Aja Holiday is going to be in the theater and the Business Solutions Theater on Wednesday. And then we have Liz and Candace Rodriguez are going to be in there on Thursday. And you're going to be talking about the 10 things your managers don't know that are crippling your business, which I love. I love
Yeah.
a list.
Yeah, I do love a list too. So yeah, I'm excited to be talking about that. gosh, something that I am shocked at how little. This one's on you guys. This one's not on me. I'm always saying, yeah, I'm going to talk about me. This time I'm talking about you. I am shocked at how little your managers know about your goals, your wishes, your dreams, what you're trying to do with your business. I am shocked. So we have a manager circle that we have people enrolled in, and yeah, I can't even tell you how shocked I am, y'all. So where I'm getting the top 10 list is from this group of managers that are in my manager circle, that they don't know the KPIs that are running your business. 90% of the people that come to our circles don't know what the goal is of the business. They don't know the revenue goal. They don't know the most simple, basic thing about your company, and they're running everything. I've got general managers in there that come to me that don't know really what the goal is. You know when they don't know what it is? In May. Well, we haven't heard yet. The owner hasn't told us yet. What the heck? The owner, you haven't had a chat with your GM about what the revenue goal is by May? Y'all got to do better. So
How do you expect to grow, right?
yeah. And if you are growing, how much more could you grow if you had more people working on your goals with you? So, okay, that's enough of my rant. That I'm jumping off that soapbox. I have so many soapboxes that I could jump on, but I'm off that one for a little while. All right, let's talk about the networking. All right, so we don't have very many people with faces up. But for everybody that is has their face on, their picture on, if you met somebody at a convention, one year, a different year, that changed something about your business, put your hand up. All right, well, not that many of us. Okay, I thought there would be more. I thought I would have gotten everybody for that. All right, so I got Beth. I
My
got
hand's
Lacey.
up. You can't see me, but my hand is so high up.
Okay, I see Marla. Yeah. All right. So yeah, oh, I do see it. Almost everybody, not Stacy, I think, and not Andrea, but everybody else said, oh, Andrea did put her hand up. She's busy. Sorry, y'all. All right. So here's the thing. One person, all I asked for that question was one person. I don't know anybody. Well, same group of people here. Has it been more? Okay, I see people on here that right now that I could point to and say, you changed my business in at least one way. Marlo, I got more than one idea from Marlo at convention. Wellesley, I got a ton of ideas from Wellesley at convention. I don't even know how many conventions he's been to, but I was like a puppy following him around one year for like every time I was like, oh, there's Wellesley, I want to write and catch him. Right. So I have gotten so many things from so many people that have literally changed the trajectory, the direction of our businesses. So last year, I got so many things about how to run our coaching business from the people that were at convention. So I don't know how you cannot get that. The only way I was talking to a business owner, said she wasn't going to convention this year. And she said this to me. And so first, let me just show you what my face looked like while she was talking, so you'll understand. I was like, huh? Because she said, yeah, it's always the same. Like, what? Like, not my experience at all. I never get anything new. What? I cannot. And then they always have the same speakers. What? Do they have some speakers that they've had year after year? Yeah, me, I'm one of them, right? But I'm not a headlining speaker. I'm on the showroom floor. We got some good speakers out there. Every year we've got new, fresh faces. Do we have old faces that people like? Yes, absolutely. But there's more fresh, new people, information. who was talking? I think it was Beth was talking about the education sessions, right, Beth? I mean, I have never gone to the convention and not come home with at least one fresh idea from every single education event that I've been to. And I mean, if Debbie Sardone is speaking, I'm there. You'd think I'd know everything by now, but guess what? No, I get something new every time. I haven't seen Renee there in a while. I don't know. Is she going to be there this year? Oh, I love when.
She was there last year.
Yeah. Yeah. She was there last year, but she doesn't come every year. So I don't know if she's, yeah. But if she's there, man, I gotta come with a dictaphone. That's an old phrase, y'all. But I gotta record what she says because I get so much good stuff from her. Oh, we got more people with faces up here. Who here can remember something specific that they got from someone? Anyone?
Oh gosh, so much.
That's the problem. Can't come up with specifics, right? Because too many.
Yeah. Well, but if I'm honest though, we probably wouldn't be in business if it weren't for convention last year. Like for real.
Oh wow.
Because we had been operating in teams and we were trying to pull the trigger on going solo for a long time. But you know, growth exists outside of your fear, right?
Yeah.
So just being able to network with other business owners that are doing it was super helpful.
Oh, so happy for you, Lacey. All right. So y'all see that? That's what happens, right? You get that. It's transformational. It's the same thing that we heard earlier. She had to go back, right? And she had to go look. What did I forget? Oh, I forgot the old me. That's a real thing. You can see from Lacey, right? Things you have an opportunity here to hear from the people that are doing it. Some of you, many of you have this running around in your head about something. That won't work for me because whatever. You've heard other people doing something and you've thought that won't work for me because whatever your reason is. I can tell you that 15 years ago, everybody was saying it won't work for me to do phone quotes. I have to do every single quote has to be in person at the home. It won't work for me because, you know, they had a ton of reasons. Now, can you still do in-home consultations? Of course you can, but do you have to? No. And when you go to convention, you can find all the people who are doing the thing that you think you can't do. I got one more thing I have to say about this. This is going to sound very preachy. It's going to soapbox, but it's not going to be real long. I'm going to stay short. When you go to convention, go with the mindset of what can I do? What can I learn? What can I find? Don't go to convention with the idea of what's wrong? What can't I get? Why am I not getting? What's not here? Stop with that. You can always find what's not somewhere in your own life, in your own family, in your own kids, in your own self. There's lots to focus on about what's not there, but look for what can be. Look for what you can get. I promise you, if you look for what you can get, the answer is there, just like Lacey, right? Maybe you thought, I don't know how to switch to solos. I can't do it. You don't understand. My people, who here is currently a solo company that used to be teams? Not as many, but a few. Okay. When you were teams, you had the thought, my people don't want to go solo. You don't understand. My people can't. They won't. They'll all quit. I'm not saying
They did.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
And I'm not saying that some of your people won't quit, maybe even all your people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can get over that hurdle, whatever that hurdle is, but you got to find people that have already gone over the hurdle and they're going to help you get over the hurdle too. They're going to say, yeah, it's going to be hard. Nobody's going to say, oh, are you kidding me? Going from teams to solos, piece of cake. Just announce it and it'll be fine. It's not. It's hard. If you've been paying hourly and now you want to start paying percentage, you want to start paying commission, you want to start with any kind of, what's the fun new terms for all the different performance pay, right? All the fun terms. If you want to do that, is it going to be easy? No, y'all, but you can do it. Absolutely, you can do it if you want to. You don't have to. I also know a company that recently went from job ticket hour back to hourly. You can do that too. Right? You can do whatever you want. And you're going to find people at the convention that can help you do that thing. They're going to make it easier. Are they going to do it for you? No. Are they going to like convince you that it's so easy and they're going to be wrong and they're going to, no, but they're going to be able to help you. So look for what you can get. Again, that list. What are the things you know you want to do? The things that have been kind of weighing on you, that are bugging you. Have your list. Ask people. When you see when you see Asha at the convention, ask her, hey, Asha, y'all have been around for forever in the industry. How do you do whatever the problem is? What kind of vacuums do you use? Some of you are like, I've got a $4 million company. I don't need to ask about that. Don't ask about vacuums then. That's not what you need to ask about. What do you need to ask about? Maybe if you're a $4 million company, you need to ask, hey, how do I get my mindset right when I'm sitting in my office and I'm frustrated that somebody didn't do something the way I told them to do it? How do I get over that? Right? There are people that have that answer out there. And then one last thing around the networking piece. A lot of times I see people that only want to look for people that have bigger companies than them. They're like, okay, so, I have a $700,000 company. I need a company that's doing at least $1 million. I don't even want to talk to anybody that isn't doing $1 million in revenue. I only want to network with these bigger companies. Y'all, you are missing some gold there. Because you know who has fresh ideas? You know who knows the new stuff? You know who can tell you about the tech that you're missing out on? New companies, brand new companies that are new to the industry, companies that are just starting out. Do they need your help? Yeah, but you need them too. They got stuff you're missing out on. In 5 years, you're going to be like, dang it, why didn't I talk to that guy back when he was a little tiny company and he was following me around wanting to buy me lunch? Buy them lunch. Buy those little companies lunch. They don't have money. Right? Buy them lunch. Have a chat with them. Find out what they can teach you and they can tell you. We miss out on that.
To that end too, a lot of the best times you'll have there too are just the connections you make with people.
Yeah.
Just having people that like know what you go through on a day-to-day basis is powerful, especially because most of the time, most of us don't see people like that every day or every week. And so you get this whole group of people all in one place that all gets what you go through. Like that's huge. And you will find some of the best ideas or just support, when you find like going out to like a sushi restaurant together or something, like getting to hang out with people that actually are like, hey, I am dealing with a cleaning company too, and it's driving me crazy. Or here's some things that I've tried. And sometimes it can get really interesting just to see what people throw out. But then that becomes your kind of tribe that when you get back from the show, that you can still like pick up and call, or like, even just sharing the mundane parts of your life with too. It's very empowering and very life-giving. And this is kind of one of the only places that you're going to find that group, other than just some of the smaller regional events. But being able to connect with somebody like James from Canada, or things like that, it's a really cool experience because we're all spread out, but we still deal with the same challenges. We still deal with the same, how do we do this thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time.
So great. And I love what you said about like the small challenges too, right? They know our day-to-day experience. So I have this employee that every 2 weeks she calls me crying, and because of her schedule, and I always cave and I always change the schedule around for her. What do I need to do? How do I handle that? What do you do? Right? So those questions can get answered. A lot of times you even know the answers to these questions, but you don't know how to do the thing. I know I need to not cave, but how do other people not cave? How do you do that? It's so hard. So all of the things that we deal with, this is a hard business. When you're dealing with people like y'all are, this is the hardest business. Nothing is harder than people. Agreed? Everybody agree with me?
Yes.
Nothing is hard. It's the hardest part of our business. Find out from everybody else, how do you do the people part of your business? What are your secrets? So we all have our own little things that you all, every single one of you has something that you do. Every single one of you has something that you do that other people would go, what? That's awesome. But you know what? You don't know it's awesome. You just think it's regular. It's just something that you do all the time. You don't even know, but you got to talk to people. You got to share that. Let them find out what's awesome about you, and you're going to find out what's awesome about them. You're going to say to somebody else, you're going to ask them a question. They're going to tell you, and you're going to go, what? That's awesome. They'll say, no, that's just how we've always done it. Well, okay for you, but it's brand new and amazing for me. So talk to people and find out what's awesome about them, and also share what is awesome about you. Because I don't know what that is, but somebody does. They're going to figure that out, right? You're going to know after you go to convention too. All right. What
Also, I
else
wanted
do
to
people
add
love?
one thing that I wanted to add. I always go with the thought and the mindset that I can really make a difference for somebody else, whether I'm a small or not or large. You know, that's what you want to always think about. Like, I can really, what we've been just saying, right? How other
Yeah.
people can really learn from you. This is the mindset you want to go. I can make a difference for somebody else who is really struggling. And that's why we are a community. That's why we are together. That's why we are coming to these events, because we are a community and we are here to help each other.
You know what? We used to do something. I don't know if we still do it. We need to find a way to do this more based on what Gosha is saying right here. Maybe at the ISSAR booth or something. I don't want anyone to go to convention and be alone and not have someone that they can hang out with. There's no reason for anyone to be alone. But if you're not an extrovert, if you're an introvert, it is hard to go up and talk to somebody, because everybody if you're that person, and if it's your first convention, even your second convention, you can feel like, oh, I'm not whatever. Insert your own adjective. I am not smart enough, good enough, in business long enough, successful enough. I'm not something enough to talk to anybody, to talk to that person. They wouldn't want to talk to me. I don't have anything to offer. We got to do better, y'all.
I really encourage everybody. I know Monday is Monday at the show, that for anybody, you know, if you've never been to the show, it's a 4-day event. The first day is all day education. We are in classrooms all day. We have a general speaker this year opening up. We have Mickey Bergman, who is a terrorist negotiator, is the best I can put it. He's a published author. He's very well known, and he's going to be speaking on Monday morning at 9 a.m. And that's our general session. Then we have 4 different time slots for education, and we've got a great lineup for you if you haven't seen it. And I put a link up into the chat for anybody that is wants to check out the residential schedule. And we had Trent Lowenstein was on Coffee and Conversation last month. Stephen Semple will be on next month. We have other speakers that are on here today. But then Tuesday morning is where the show floor opens. We have a first-time attendee orientation, and that's for everybody at the show, but that's at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning. But then I encourage you, if you're a residential cleaner, we have some first-time attendee ribbons that'll be at the residential booth that you can put on your name badge. But I encourage you, if you're a residential attendee and you're coming to the show for the first time, be at the ISSA residential booth first thing at 10 a.m. as soon as the show floor opens, and that way you can meet your community and make connections, and you can just follow Liz around on the show floor.
All right. So I'm challenging all of y'all. Get your cameras on. Don't be wusses right now, y'all. Get your cameras on. I want to see your hands. we've got these ribbons. They're going to be out there that say first time member. All I want from you is how many people that have that ribbon are you going to walk up to, introduce yourself, and ask them one question about how you could help them? How many? You got 2 hands. 1 person, 2 people, 5 people, 10 people. Just tell me. And you don't, maybe you're also an introvert and 2 is going to be hard for you. All right, give me 2. But y'all have been here before. If you've been to the convention before, throw up some hands. Tell me how many people you're going to do, and then keep track. Do that. Vicky's going to give us 5. How many? Lacey's going to give us 10. Oh, Iron, I know you're going to give us every. Marlo's going to give us 5. Awesome. How about the rest? John, how many? I know you're, come on. 10? 10-ish? All right. Stacy, James, 10. Good. Robin, 10. Come on, Robin, you got to give me double on that. You're an extrovert, man.
It
You
really
gotta
is
get out
important.
there.
I know I've said this before. My very first convention, 10 or 11 years ago, I went and I knew nobody.
Nobody. Me too.
And I did meet up with one person who kind of showed me the way, but she was really the only person who talked to me the whole time. I remember going into my room, and this is totally not like me, but I felt intimidated because I was going into this that I never had been into before. And I remember going into my room and I was in tears because I felt so alone.
And so overwhelmed.
And so I have made it kind of a mission for me when I first go in to try to find those people who are there the first time, because I don't want them feeling like I did. I do think that overall the people who go to the conventions now, they are more friendly and tend to reach out to new people, which is
You just think that because you're one of us now, right?
well, I hope so. But you know, when we used to have the new member or the new convention attendee orientation, I used to grab up a group of them and then we would hang out with them, and I'm still friends with a lot of those, even though they don't come back to the convention. They still communicate with me on Facebook and all. So it's good lifelong connections that you make with newbies and with all the rest of you regulars.
And if you're an introvert, just get adopted by a group of extroverts. You'll be fine.
That's true.
That's always my strategy, and it seems to work. So
Take it till you make it, y'all. I'm an introvert.
just find the extroverts and let them adopt you.
Right.
Get out there and find those people, though, those first time attendees, because if Marlo, y'all know Marlo, she's so effervescent and vivacious. If she was in her room crying, how many people are in their rooms crying, y'all? How many people? So many. So we gotta get all of them. Let's get them all.
All right.
right.
It's 11:30, 9:30 for me, where I am. Everybody's so at the end of our coffee and conversation. Thank you, Liz, so much for coming to our show today, being our guest. I hope to see everyone at the convention. Who's coming?
Hey, all hands. I was gonna say, anybody, I put a link up in the chat for anybody that wants to find out about the show. The show this year is November 18th to the 21st. We're at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I hope to see you there. If you have any questions about the show, reach out to me, reach out to Stacy Stiglich. We can answer your questions. I will also remind you, we have coming up on next week, September 11th, we have Martha Woodward, who's going to be doing a webinar for us. And she is always great to great, she's just so informative. So I encourage you, I'll put a link up in the chat to that. Or I don't know, Stacy, can you grab the link for Martha's webinar and put that in the chat? And then I did want to remind you also, we have coming up on September 17th. This is something that our council put together. We're developing members only mastermind groups, and I've kind of called them all in my head, but they're members only mastermind groups. So those are, if you're not a member of ISSA, we talk a lot about ISSA and everything we offer on these calls. If you're not a member, you really should be. And one of the things that we're doing now are developing members only mastermind groups. So they start on September 17th, at 3 p.m. Eastern. And so we're really excited about being able to launch this. This is our Residential Cleaning Council has really been pushing to develop these groups where, I think it's, well, everything we've talked about today, the networking and what you get out of it, but some heavy lifting. And for those of you that participate in mastermind groups before, you know how valuable they can be.
I have one other thing, and if you haven't already heard about it, it is in the residential group on Facebook about the Cleaning, Crime, and Cocktails event that's coming up on Wednesday. It's going to be great. Everyone's going to be dressing like they're in the 20s. You do have a ticket, but it's inclusive of food and beverage, and it's at the Mob Museum, underground type of thing, and it's anyone who's in the ISSA, of course, can attend, but you do need to buy a ticket. They're limited. I think there's only maybe around 50 or so left. So if you're interested, there's a link in that group. I can put a link as well.
I would say, yeah, post that link for there's so many links, and I can send out, a link to the group that was here today, but there's a lot of stuff going on. I said September is crazy busy as we build up to the show. There's a lot going on, but it's a really great time to plug into your residential cleaning community. And it is, I think it's Martha Woodward. I think Holly Moore might be working on this, but they're doing an event at the ISSA show for residential cleaning community. And it's am I getting it right? A speakeasy at the Mob Museum?
It is a speakeasy, the Mob Museum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the Larison Group, Cleaning Software, Quality Driven, and Woot Recruit are sponsors of that. And I did post the link.
Where do I get my promo code? That's me signing up right now, y'all.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I mean, there's $75, which you can't really beat that for food and all. I don't know if they have the promos that they're still doing since they're down to limited amount of tickets.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I'm already signing up.
You can always reach out to Martha about that.
I got my ticket.
I've got mine.
I'm checking
I'll
out
be there.
now.
I put a link in the chat too to all of our residential events. In addition, we have Martha Woodward next week. We've got our an HCT class next week as well with Bruce Vance, which if anybody has taken the HCT or put people through, you know how valuable the HCT is.
So good.
It's the house cleaning tech training and certification. It is, it's the master class for the residential cleaning industry. And then we've got our new member orientation at the end of September. So there's a lot going on. I invite anybody that's interested. I don't know if we want to do any breakout groups. Does anybody have additional questions about the show? We can see if Liz can do a breakout room. We can also do a membership one. We've got many members of our council and our ambassadors here that can answer your questions.
I have to hop off the call. I'm actually at a concert in Las Vegas, which is awesome. So it's hot, but it's incredible. I will see you all in November back here. So thank you.
Absolutely.
All.
Yeah, thank
you all for joining
us.
And we will see you next month.
We will. We have Stephen Semple in October. And if anybody else wants to hang around, we can keep asking Liz questions.